In this segment, I had a chance to speak with Zach Popkin. He's a program director at PHS, and he told us everything you need to know about managing your stormwater.
So stormwater management really means we're controlling either the volume or the quality of rainfall. The issues that arise from stormwater can vary quite a bit from region to region and from municipality to municipality. Mainly what we deal here with in Philadelphia is a combined sewer system, which means we have one pipe that manages both wastewater from our homes and businesses and stormwater from rainstorms. And when we get those storms, the pipes will reach their capacity and they will overflow directly into our waterways with no sort of filtration whatsoever for all that untreated sewage and wastewater. So it's really a pollution issue. So there's all sorts of different ways to manage stormwater. It's really volume, quality, or a little bit of both. So for example, a rain barrel. A rain barrel is a 55-gallon storage drum, essentially, that's gonna hold on to rainwater. So every time it rains, if someone catches 55 gallons of water in their barrel, that's gonna prevent 55 gallons from getting into the sewer system, which will reduce the impact of sewer overflows by 55 gallons. Another example could be a downspout planter box, which is a planter that is planted with vegetation. We actually put very special soil in there. It's a special mix that we get that's really optimal for stormwater management. Really heavy soil holds onto a lot of water. And then we'll plant that planter with appropriate species and actually disconnect the downspout from your home. So if your downspout's coming down off your roof, we'll actually cut the downspout, put it into the planter box, and allow the soil and the plants to absorb and filter that water. So the soil that we use, it's very heavy with sand. It's approximately about 60% sand, about 20% topsoil, and about the rest of it compost. And actually we mix a little biochar in there, about 5% biochar, which is actually a byproduct of coal use, if I'm not mistaken, and that actually helps to increase the potential for the soil to hold on to water. It's all perennials and grasses. We'll do a lot of different Carex grasses in there. In terms of the flowering species, we'll do aster, iris. We do a lot of the heuchera has been very popular. Those tend to do really well. Probably the best way is with a rain garden. And actually in Philadelphia, we're limited to where we could put rain gardens because of the nature of our housing stock. We don't have all that open area like you mentioned. So a rain garden it's actually very similar in concept to the downspout planter, where we'll disconnect a downspout, except instead of going in a planter box, we'll put it actually in the ground. So a rain garden typically is excavated. It's dug about usually between 5 and 12 inches to create sort of a basin of a rain garden. It's actually a depressed garden that creates a sort of a bowl to allow a place for water to collect, pool, and then infiltrate back into the groundwater. So instead of running off into the street, let's say, and then down into your local creek, we're gonna put it right back into the groundwater to minimize the impact of that runoff contaminating our local waterways.